Good morning, everyone. Sweet Tea, hope you're doing well. Happy New Year. Daniel Berry Sports, good to see you. What a wild year, huh? Came up quick. Doesn't even seem like we had Christmas or any holiday this year, really, to me. Just a year of worrying about weird things. It's been a wild year, 2025. Better than 2020 by a long shot, but I think there will be another 2020 eventually. But I hope everybody's doing good. I'm going to play GeoChamp for a second just to get warmed up, give my brain a chance to start firing. I got plenty of sleep yesterday, surprisingly. I went to bed at like 4 o'clock. I took a nap at 4, got up at 7. Then I went back to bed until 11. I got up for like 10 minutes, and then I went back to bed and got up at 1. Actually, like 1:15. All right, let's see here. Apparently, we're going to go to war with Iran. Is that what Trump said? The Republic of the Congo. I always get these ones mixed up. I think this is the Democratic Republic of the Congo. This is the Central something. So is it this one? Yeah, Republic of the Congo. Sri Lanka. The volume's a little loud. Let's see. Guyana, South America. I know this is Guyana and this is Suriname, and I can never remember what this one is. Kind of interesting. Guyana is right next to Venezuela. So I wonder if we'll hear about Guyana in the news. Probably not. I think they're more Britain's problem. Latvia. I always get these mixed up. You got Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and I think that's the order it goes. Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. So this is Latvia. Yep. Burundi, that's next to Rwanda. That's Rwanda. This is Burundi. Malta, that's Italy. Half a million people in Malta. Valletta is the capital. Interesting looking place right there. Malta. Malta must have been the site of many atrocities, being right on the water, you know what I mean? Looks like a very historical place, Malta. It's like one big fort on the outside, too. Interesting. That sounds about like your sleep schedule. Yep. Got to do what you got to do sometimes, right? I wish I could sleep longer than 4 hours, 4.5 hours, but I think it's just the caffeine. The half-life of the caffeine kicks in. I don't know what it is. All right, where are we at? Seychelles. Now that one, I believe, no, Seychelles is like one island. I always get this one mixed up right here. Seychelles is just this one island. 106,000 people. Capital Victoria. Yeah, that would be a weird place to be, right? Off the coast of Africa. You're on this little tiny island with 100,000 people. And if you swim, your best case scenario is to make it to frickin' Somalia. Or which one is this right here? I think this is Kenya. You could go to Somalia, Kenya, whichever one this one is. I always forget this one. Got Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi. This might be like Zimbabwe or no. Can't remember what this one is. What's this one, sweet tea, right here? Mauritius, I think that's right here. No, I always get those two mixed up. Mauritius is the island. Mauritania is the Mauritania. Tania is the country. Gabon. No, that's Gambia. I always get these ones mixed up too. So this is Gambia. Gabon. Where's Gabon? Gabon. I think this is Gabon right here. Yeah. Gabon or Gabon. Mauritius. You ain't gonna fool me again. Nope. It was the other one. So there's actually two. There's Reunion and Mauritius. Reunion. I think they do spearfishing there. You have gotten so good at locating these countries. I couldn't locate Seychelles, but I do know you pronounce it like seashells. Seychelles. Seashells. Not Seychelles. Yeah, I probably butcher those names because I've never been anywhere. Only in my mind. Bulgaria. Let's see here. I've never even been to Canada. Bulgaria. Now my mind is blank. This is Belarus. So we got Romania, I think is here. Bulgaria. It might be this one. See, there's Romania. There's like three of them. There's Romania, Bulgaria, and I don't know. I'm going to say this one. Could have swore I'd get that one wrong. Sofia is the capital. Mauritius. We did this. We just did this one, right? Mauritius. Mauritius. Island. Nauru. That's an island. And I think that one, I always get, oh no, I know this one looks like, this is a little tiny one and it looks like, I don't know if it's a pentagon. No, I think it's a hexagon. I think it's got 6 sides. Now it's just a matter of finding it. Because I can never find this one. No. Yeah, it kind of looks like that one, but that's not it. It's close though. We're close. Let's see here. There we go. There it is. 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How you pronounce it exactly, I don't know. Nauru. Capital Yerevan. Population 12,000 people. Yeah. We get island fever there real quick. I don't know how people could live on an island like that. No wonder they relocate to the United States. I mean, that's really fucking pushing it, calling that anything. That little fucking thing. Tuvalu. Those are islands. That's a big chain of islands, I think. There's Somalia. There's like the Solomon Islands. I don't know. I'm just going to say right here. I have no idea. These are the Solomon Islands, I think. Tuvalu. What do you look like? Oh, yeah. There's so many of those little islands that you get mixed up. Guinea-Bissau. 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 This one, right? Here, right? Yep. 2 million people. Tuvalu. Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop for now. Let's see here. Dawn, good morning. Good to see you. Happy New Year's Eve to you as well. Hope you guys are doing good. What would you guys consider the biggest story of 2025? What's the most impactful thing that happened to you in 2025 as far as like national story wise? And would you consider 2025 a good year for yourself personally? A good year, a bad year, or just another year? Sweet Tea says Charlie Kirk. For Dawn, it could be Bondi Beach because that's close to home. Personally, a good year for Sweet Tea. Well, you didn't do nothing but work. So, and they always say, nothing ever bad comes from hard work. Like if you're doing bad in life and, you know, you can't pay your bills, nothing's going right. You can't do anything you want to do and they're not working all the time. I mean, that's kind of a problem, right? And if you are working your ass off and you're not doing good, that's a problem too. Because then why are you working so hard? So glad to hear it, Sweet Tea. And I agree, Charlie Kirk that's to me the biggest. I mean, I think honestly, the biggest story is the untold story. The biggest story here is the fact that it is necessary for the puppet masters to create such chaos at the bottom with Charlie Kirk, with Venezuela, with the left versus right paradox, with everything under the sun that they've thrown at us, from fucking aliens to that UV3 Atlas, XJYT, to Katie Wilson's huge forehead, everything, playing in the underpants. There's been so many things that they're just causing confusion with so that they can roll out their new systems. And they're taking away everybody's jobs in the meantime. You know, complete industries wiped out. Bam, overnight. No more truck drivers, no more this, no more that. All taken away from automation, including like even actors and actresses are suffering from it. Work keeps me busy, which keeps me out of trouble, right, Sweet Tea? Yes. Magooch, good morning. Good to see you. Happy New Year. So I think that, you know, and now we're already talking about going to war with Iran and all this nonsense. I mean, the distractions have been nonstop. They've been nonstop. We've been on a roller coaster ever since Trump got shot. You know, July 13th, 2024 in Butler, Pennsylvania, he gets shot in the ear. The next day I lose 150 followers on Facebook because I told everybody to go fuck themselves. That was saying that they missed, you know, best 2 out of 3, and, you know, everybody laughing and all this kind of shit. All these, because I got a lot of crazy people over here in Washington State. And so I made a post the next day and I printed out Donald Trump stickers and I said, I'll You know, anybody wants a free Donald Trump sticker all the way up until the election, you know, I'll be happy to put one on your lemonade cup. And I posted a picture of me holding up one of those cups with the Trump sticker on it. And within 24 hours, I lost 150 followers, like real customers. And I don't have, you know, I got 5,000 people on Facebook, but not all of them are customers. I lost like real customers because of that. And I didn't care, and I'd do it again. But fuck you, Trump, because you ain't doing shit you said you were going to do. You are a lying motherfucker, and you're part of the AI rollout. You're best friends with all of the scumbags on earth, from Jeffrey Epstein to Larry Ellison to Larry Fink to, I mean, just the scum of the earth that guy is friends with. You know, the pharmaceutical guys, the sex traffickers, the drug dealers. He's friends with all of them. And he is really friends with the AI guys. I mean, 150 people you didn't need in your life. Yeah, no, and I agree. I would do it again, you know, because that's the one benefit of, you know, running your own business is, you know, is it smart to mix your political beliefs with your business? No, it's not. I learned that for sure. But at the same time, like I said, I would do it again. For something that serious, I definitely would. You know, if I have to take it to Facebook, I will. You know, because I'm not going to just sit around and let people, you know, because at that point, Trump had not been elected. You know what I mean? This was going to be a fight for our lives between Trump and Kamala Harris. And I knew like I had to go all in to help get Trump elected, even though it's not going to really mean anything in the scheme of things. He's probably was going to get elected no matter what any of us did. You know, it's all a script, but I wasn't going to just sit around and let all these people talk shit. And then Kamala gets elected and then we're fucking miserable again. I was, in fact, there was one guy. This is what really set me off about that whole thing, because, you know, Trump got shot on the 13th. And then I was already set up for an event at like a vintage market. And this guy's like a big deal in this small town. Like this, he's like the main guy. And I had already had this. In fact, we had emailed back and forth. He wanted me to set up right outside of his door. You know, he fucking loved me. I never met him before, but we were just, you know, he loved what I do and blah, blah, blah. And he was the first person. I mean, no longer did I send on that post. Is he fucking texting me? And I can't remember exactly how he put it, but, you know, basically telling me that he doesn't support Trump and he can't have any Trump supporters at his event or something like that. I mean, he put it to the point where, you know, he didn't frame it like we can't have any politics at this event. I can understand that, you know what I mean? Now he put it about anti-Trump, this type of thing. And I told him he could go fuck his mother, like straight up. I said, fuck you, fuck your event, and go fuck your mother. I went off on that guy. And he texted me back and said, I can't remember that guy's name. He said something to the effect of, I can't remember what he said. He tried to weasel out of it. He tried to backpedal out of it somehow. And definitely not re-invite me, but tried to say that he didn't mean it like this or mean it like that, something like that. Because I told him, because I said something about, you know, like, how could you even fucking talk like that? And not, you know, I think I said he was like anti-American because he didn't support, you know, our president, future president, former president getting shot. You know, like you're not gonna be in support of someone trying to run for president and not being shot. You're still gonna, because, you know, people say they don't want to do politics, but that's about as fucking. I mean, politics are fucking. I think I realized that this year. You know, like with the Charlie Kirk thing, we always knew politics were dirty, but now I really know how dirty they are. You know what I mean? Like, you really would want to be connected, you know, to a strong, very strong organization family, and organization before you went into politics, because they will kill you if you're not connected. As long as at least if you're connected, you have a lot better chance of, not getting fucked with, not getting got. But if you're not, I mean, I could see in politics, man, they would fucking, somebody like me, they'd just fucking eat you alive, man. There's probably so many different ways that they have at their disposal to dealing with people. You know what I mean? Making people disappear, plane crashes, whatever they got to do. I mean, the list goes on. Poison them, car accident. You guys heard about Anthony Joshua, right? Did you hear about the the Jake Paul conspiracy theory about how everybody close to Jake Paul that fights him, and something bad ends up happening to him? Let me see if I bookmarked that. No, I did not. But he fought all the people he fought. So he fought Nate Robinson, the ex-NBA player. I gotta look it up. Jake Paul conspiracy. So first he fought Nate Robinson, and Nate Robinson has never been heard from again, apparently. And I don't know if that's true or not. Since fighting Jake Paul, what has Nate Robinson been doing? Okay, since the fight, his boxing career ended with the second round knockout, lost to Jake Paul. And since then, he's been struggling with health challenges. He's been battling kidney failure for several years. And this year, he underwent a successful kidney transplant. So that's definitely nothing to fucking shake a stick at. That's some serious shit. Ben Askren fights Jake Paul, and he did almost die. He had lung failure. I don't know if you guys seen what Ben Askren looked like, but he looked like a skeleton. Then Tyron Woodley, who was a UFC champion, declared bankruptcy. Tommy Fury breaks up with hot wife, runs marathons versus middle-aged women now. Ryan Berland stopped boxing, became a plumber. Chavez Jr. got deported after the fight. And then AJ was injured in a car crash in Nigeria. So anybody that fights Jake Paul ends up in a horrible situation. And I think that's because the huge amount of money that you get for fighting him, when you're involved in those organizations, those fringe organizations that do boxing, and I don't know exactly the names of the leagues that he's involved in, Jake Paul. Drink some water real quick. But I'm sure they're like crime family based, crime syndicate ran organizations, and they're going to want their money back. It's very simple. You give somebody something to do something for you, and then after they do it, you take it back. I mean, it's a no-brainer. So, I mean, it comes down to this. Be careful who you take money from. It's that simple. You just have to be careful who you take money from, because they will take it back. Even if you win a jackpot in Vegas, don't think that they won't get it back. They got 6 ways from Sunday, or however you say that, from getting their money back, because you can look up all those stories too. They hit you with the drunk driver. They'll do all kinds of shit. They'll make you jump off a building if they have to. Patty, good morning. Good to see you. So, I mean, think about that. You know, you gotta always follow the money. It's like, oh, I'm going to get $150 million to fight Jake Paul. Okay, from who? Who is going to pay you $150 million? Are we all collectively going to give you $10? You know, and then that's gonna turn into your $150 million, or who is cutting the check? What does that person look like? You know, what bank do they use? Key Bank, Bank of America. You know what I mean? Got to be careful who you take your money from. And you know, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. I mean, you could go with that one too. You know, this circus has ruined the integrity of boxing. I mean, if boxing ever had any integrity, which I guess it never really did, you know, other than Tyson legitimately beat the shit out of those guys. Between gambling and, you know, just the fact that you're taking your money from murderers, criminal murderers, you know, it's like psychopathic serial killer murderers, then that should just, you know, be your first clue. But some people, they're just truly ignorant, I guess. You know, you dedicate your life, or, you know, you just dedicate your life to something and you just feel like there's no other options. Or maybe they get threatened into it. I don't know. It's always got to be some reason why you would put yourself into that situation. How do you find yourselves in the crosshairs of Jake Paul and, you know, these organizations that want to give you all this money, and then you look at the list of all the unrelated ways that these people got, and you think, well, there's no way that could, you know, how could that even be a thing? Lung failure, bankruptcy, car crash. Those are, I mean, how could those even be related, right? But then you just look at the list, and there's obviously some type of connection there. I mean, I see it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people can't connect the dots. It's like Garth Brooks, and every time he goes on tour, bodies come up missing. You could go down that rabbit hole. And all that land he purchased when he first got his first check. You gotta wonder about who he gets his money from too. Personally, Tyson was the last heavyweight boxer. Yeah, he was awesome. I just watched one against when he was 8-0, he fought somebody else. I watched it yesterday. Some big, you know, Tyson was 19 at the time. Some big young kid knocked his ass out in the first round. But yeah, so I just thought that was kind of interesting. But I don't know if you guys heard about what happened to Anthony Joshua, but he was in a car crash, and I don't know. I need to find out exactly. I'm pretty sure a tire came off, it hit their car, caused them to like crash into a parked car. So the report goes. What are the details around Anthony Joshua's car crash? How did it happen, and who died? I'm pretty sure 2 of his best friends died. It was the guy next to him died, and the guy up front in the passenger seat died. Because I think he was in the back seat. I don't know. Let's see here. December 29th, Monday. He was in Nigeria while traveling on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway in Ogun State. He was riding in the back seat of a Lexus SUV with several others when the vehicle lost control and collided with a stationary truck parked by the roadside. The crash occurred around 11 a.m. on a major highway linking Lagos with surrounding regions. The vehicle was traveling above the speed limit and lost control while attempting an overtaking maneuver. A tire on Joshua's SUV reportedly burst, which caused the driver to lose control before the vehicle hit a parked truck. Nigeria's Federal Road Safety Corps has highlighted that excessive speed and unsafe overtaking are common causes of fatal road accidents on that expressway. 2 people traveling with Joshua were killed. Sinagami, Joshua's strength and conditioning coach, who had worked with him for many years, and Lotfit Ayodele, Joshua's personal trainer and close friend. Both men were described as close friends and integral members of Joshua's team, and their deaths had prompted a flood of condolences from boxing world and beyond. Joshua survived the accident with minor injuries and was taken to a hospital in Lagos, where he remains in stable condition and under observation. Footage and eyewitness accounts show him being extracted from the damaged SUV and treated at a medical facility. Tributes have poured in from fellow fighters like Tyson Fury and Jake Paul, emphasizing support and sympathy for Joshua and mourning the 2 men who died. The crash on the major Nigerian highway was caused by loss of control, likely due to a burst tire and unsafe driving conditions. Sad. I wonder if he was the target. I guess not, or he wouldn't be here. It's hard to say, Patty. Because you think about that list of Jake Paul, and Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua were friends, as far as I know. But you look at that list and see what happens to all those people. And so is it possible that it doesn't have anything to do with Jake Paul himself? I would say that's a 99.99% the case, that it doesn't have anything to do with him personally. You know what I mean? He probably really is friends with Anthony Joshua. But did Jake Paul know that something was going to happen to Anthony Joshua? Maybe. Just by, if we're talking about this list, how could he not? He had to 100% have in his mind that, wow, it doesn't turn out well for every single person that fights me after the fight. And by all accounts, there's no rhyme or reason why that should happen. You're getting paid a sizable amount of money for doing less work than you've ever done before, because most of those guys have already been fighters. Like Tyrone Woodley and Ben Askren in the UFC, getting their fucking brains caved in by real other fighters, and then all they have to do is step into a ring with boxing gloves, and you can't be kicked, you can't be thrown to the ground, you can't be choked out. I mean, that's easy money for those guys. And then you see what happens. It turns out bad for every last one of them. So Jake Paul absolutely had to have that in the back of his mind that something was going to happen, and so did a whole bunch of other people. I wasn't aware of that was happening to everybody that fought him up until this happened to Joshua. But there had to be people out there that were. So they had to also have had that in the back of their mind that, wow, I wonder if something bad's going to happen to Anthony Joshua. And then boom, it happens. And then that's why this is kind of going viral now. Because when you have something in the back of your mind and then it comes to fruition, then you're like, fuck, how do you deal with this? Did I really just predict something? Is this something really going on? I think that's kind of what happened. Because too many coincidences. Sniper, 100%, Don. Definitely could have been Sniper. Mossada was a 306 used by the... Oh, well, are you talking... Let's hold on to the question, Don. But, when you said Sniper, I mean, that's such a possibility, right? Like, it could have been a sniper took out the tire. And, maybe even the driver, because it sounds like the driver survived. Either the driver was in on it, or the driver probably wasn't in on it, considering how bad the accident was. Could have absolutely been threatened. Like if you're an African, And if you're in Nigeria, I mean, do we think that there's anything? You know what I mean? You're gonna fall in line real quick over there. Can you imagine what they do to people over there for anything? I mean, would you want to get in trouble for you? Our lives would be in danger just for being Christians, let alone. Oh God, my God! Even think about that. This feels like the listed police you had up yesterday. Yeah, 100%, Patty. Same thing, right? Things that the news will never cover, things that will be called crazy for talking about and believing in. And it just is what it is. We got bigger fish to fry, I guess, than Jake Paul, but it is kind of interesting. All right. Let's see. Nigeria is a very corrupt country. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yeah, the Nigerians are like they're the like bad boys of that whole region, right? They'll go into Liberia and all those little countries over there, the Ivory Coast, and the Nigerians are feared. They're like the UN peacekeeper people type of thing, I think. You know, they're not to be messed with. I just cracked my kneecap. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. My knee just went up against the desk and I just cracked the hell out of my knee. Getting old sucks. All right, let's just play this real quick.
Breaking news. The Persians have awoken. Entire cities in Iran are flooding with people. Not whispers, roars. From Tehran to the provinces, the streets are alive. Men, women, students, workers, retirees. One message, one demand. Enough. Enough of the Islamic Republic. Enough of repression. Enough of broken promises and stolen futures. Crowds are...
So, of course, they are going to be revolting, whether it's daytime
have awoken
or nighttime. Now, all of a sudden, the Iranian people have had enough, right? Because we've went in there and we're getting ready to drop bombs. I don't know if we already dropped bombs on Iran or we're getting ready to today. There's going to be some major announcements today, I think, about Iran. So let the propaganda begin. The Iranian people are so oppressed and they demand regime change. And, the Iranian government is so evil, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? We all know what government's really evil. The global satanic pedophilic death cult, the Zionist death cult that flies in on the wing of Zion. We know who really the evil people are, but yeah, let the propaganda begin for Iran. We'll see more of that. We'll move on. If you buy a $653,000 house in Southern LA, Southern California, I should say, normal house in Southern California, 3-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, small backyard, she says. She decided to take a 15-year loan, put 20% down, going to pay over $5,000 a month for the house. $1,900. So if you're going to do a $653,000 house and you put 20% down, it's $131,000, and the loan's at 5.25% interest. So your total payment is going to be $5,154 a month if you include the property taxes in the monthly thing. $1,900 goes to principal, $2,285 goes to interest, and $955 goes to taxes. So take the taxes and the interest and just chalk that up as you're just giving that away to the people that are stealing our money for just to keep them rich, because they don't do anything to improve our lives with our tax money. So that's $3,200 basically. $3,200 a month that you need to give. So what is that? $40,000 a year almost? $40,000 a year for 15 years. So $600,000. The price of the house you have to give to rich people to keep them rich if you want that house. And then after the 15 years, you still have to pay $1,000 a month to the rich people if you want to keep it for your taxes. It's just fucking insane, man.
Me and my husband just bought our very first house last month in August, and I just got our very first mortgage statement, and this is crazy. I'm going to read you guys the mortgage statement, but before I do, let me just preface this by saying we live in Southern California. We don't live in a fancy community. We don't live in like a bad community. We live in a normal house. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, small backyard, 1,500 square feet, like a normal house, nothing crazy, nothing to warrant this. Okay. Our house, we paid $653,000 for the house. We didn't want to pay the PMI insurance or the mortgage insurance, so we did do the 20% down. So we did $131,000 down. So our house loan or the principal balance is $522,335. We got an interest rate of 5.25%. And the reason why it was lower than like most interest rates in July that when we locked this in is because we did do a 15-year loan. Okay, ready? So the principal for our loan is $1,913.71. The interest on the loan is $2,285.22 a month. And our taxes are $955.78 a month for a grand total of $5,154.71 a month for a normal house, a normal 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house in a.
That's insane, Don. 11%. That's crazy. You know, for it just if I was in charge of the world, you know, like of course the government does need money for, you know, fixing roads and all this kind of bullshit, right? Out of that, you know, 3,000 something, I'll say like only like 10% of that would be necessary. So you would be paying, instead of paying $5,154 a month for that house, you would only have to pay $2,200 a month for that house. So, you know, I think that's reasonable. You know, you can't do anything about the values of the house. That's a whole nother story, you know, about the value of the house. But, and I think that the values of the houses, of course, are inflated because of the property taxes, right? Of course, they want to make your house worth $1 million so they can tax the shit out of you. Just legalize loan sharking. Yep. Our loans are over 25 to 30 years. Yeah, well, that's normal here too, Don, is a 30-year loan. Now they're trying to go to 50. Just paying rent. And, you know, if you take the word mortgage and you the Latin meaning of mortgage, mort is death and gauge is to grip. So in Latin, mortgage means death grip. So that's literally what it is. It's a death grip that the bank has over you. So let's see here. Now, I have a hot take on the whole daycare thing because now they're attacking Washington State. And this is in Kent, which is a couple cities. And I have a daughter in daycare. And there are 0 Somalians at her daycare. However, I'm just going to play this for a second. And then prepare yourself because I'm going to have a hot take on this because I have skin in the game in this.
Oh yeah, I was trying to find the local daycares.
We already know about what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
This is a licensed property. If you have a complaint, go to the state.
Okay, I was trying to find out if you guys are a daycare. I was just trying to see.
You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to. If you want to know any questions, just go online and ask who you need to ask. But
No, there's nobody online to ask, so I'm just trying to ask you guys.
No, you don't have to ask us anything.
I don't have to?
If you have any questions, go
I
to
do.
the state.
I have a question.
No,
I was just
go to the
asking
state.
you guys. Okay, you guys were listed on the website and a bunch of websites, so for daycares. So
Oh, that's what it is. Then you don't need to go door to
it's
door.
yeah, no, you can. Yeah, I have. You can go door to door.
So if you have any questions, go call the child care check, and they'll give you whatever information that you need.
Okay, so you guys aren't a daycare then? Not a public daycare, right? Okay, I didn't think so.
Don't report our property either.
Oh, I can, yeah. So these ones were really hostile. I just knocked on the door just to see if it was a local daycare listed on the websites. She said contact the state.
You know, this is Kabuki theater at its finest. As being a former real estate agent for all of about 6 months or however long I was, I could tell you like that house right there gives me on the market vibes. It doesn't even look like anybody lives in that house. So I think this whole thing is just Kabuki theater. In fact, I know it is. You know, no little 20-year-old kid YouTuber with a camera is going to uncover billions and trillions of dollars of fraud. It's fucking bullshit. Okay, there's not even any proof that he uncovered $9 billion in fraud. I'd love to see it. I always love to conflate those numbers. Here's my take on this. Don't go there. It's fucking expensive, right? And, you know, these Somalians look like they'd be doing a lot better than most people at this huge house. I mean, this house can't be cheap. I just saw an A1 auditor catch out all the fraudulent daycares in certain areas. Here's the thing. I have a daughter in a daycare. Now, I don't know who that guy is or who he thinks he is with the camera, but I'll tell him this and anybody else this. If you come to my daughter's daycare and asking about the kids, I'm going to fucking cave your head in with a baseball bat. I will fucking beat you to a bloody pulp if you come anywhere near my daughter's daycare. I don't give a fuck who you are. So let that be a warning to those little internet fucking YouTubers out there that think that they're uncovering fraud, because half of you guys are probably pedophiles anyways. If you come anywhere near my granddaughter's daycare, you're going to have a fucking problem. So just know that. I don't trust any of those motherfuckers, including Nick Shirley or any of those little gaslighting Israeli double citizenship fucks that are on the internet. Stay away from my granddaughter's daycare. Nothing will get me more worked up than that. I will cave their fucking head in they come to my daughter's daycare. Because that's all they're talking about now is Washington State. Oh, now Washington. I've never seen not one Somalian daycare anywhere in Washington State, ever. Now, maybe in Seattle, in the little district that they have up there where it's highly concentrated in for Somalians, you know, go up there. Kent is not Seattle. They look like they're in a residential neighborhood, just knocking on people's houses. I just had a couple of people knock on my house the other day, want to know about gold and silver, which is another reason why I'm all worked up about it. And then I just watched a couple of people get robbed and killed live on YouTube, and because of some I don't know what the fuck they were doing. It's no joke. You cannot have people just showing up at daycares and demanding, you know, are there kids in there? Man, oh my God, Lord help me. Please don't ever let anybody ever fucking put me in that situation. I think that those people, they better stop what they're doing real quick. The government's job is to handle that type of shit. It is not for YouTubers to go knocking on people's doors. By any stretch of the imagination. I don't give a fuck if they're Somalian or fucking, if it's a Hamas daycare. If it's a fucking Palestinian daycare and you hate Palestinians, I don't care. You have no right to be go knocking on some little a daycare where there's children in there. Whether the children are there or not, that's none of your fucking business. I don't understand that. That is such a fucking shit move that they're doing. The media is spinning right now. To even put it in anybody's mind that they think that it would be okay to go fucking knock on a daycare door. I mean, I just need to stop. I'm really going to fucking get myself all worked up. Donna, good morning. Good to see you. So what you think is going on with the daycares? I don't know. I have no idea, Patty. It's hard to say. I just know that it's not a good idea for anybody to be knocking on daycare doors. It makes my blood boil to even think about that they're doing that, even to Somalian kids. You know, I don't care if it's illegally operated daycare where, you know, they're stealing billions of dollars or they're in there playing poker. The fact that there's a daycare sign on the door, there should be no weird people. I mean, we don't even see that guy behind the camera harassing these people. You know what I mean? Like, who is this guy?
Website and a bunch of websites. So for daycares. So
Oh, that's what it is. Then you don't need to go door to
it's
door.
yeah, no, you can. Yeah, you can go door to door.
So,
Oh yeah, you can go door to door. Yeah, come knock on our door. Come knock on our door. I mean, honestly, this is. I hate to say this, but this is what I hope. I hope that does happen. I hope that one of those guys gets the shit beat out of him, and then it'll stop. Like, I mean, that's really what's going to come down to. If you're going to keep knocking on daycare doors, I hope that a father comes and beats the shit out of one of them guys, and then it'll stop. What age for your child at that time? Mossada, I was paying about 15, 16 years ago, 90 for 3 hours a day and 130 for full day of daycare, and for 2.5 days a week for 1 year or so. 90 for 3 hours a day and 130 for full day. Yeah. And that was 15 years ago. Yep. And I paid, I was paying 125 a week for daycare for a full day. And actually it might've been more than that. It might've been 300. I can't remember how much it was. It wasn't cheap. 4.5. Yeah, it is expensive. But for me personally, like, I'll pay a little bit more money just to make, like, when I was paying for daycare, I was sending my youngest to somebody that I knew. She was a licensed daycare and she wasn't cheap, but I knew her. You know what I mean? She used to be my babysitter, actually. So you just, when you're at work in a different city and you got to leave your kid with the day, especially as a single dad, dads can't handle emotions like moms can. We just can't, like we get super emotional about shit. It's hard I know it's hard for single moms for sure. Like, it's not easy for anybody, but emotionally for a dad, especially, it's hard, man. Super hard. Sweetie, now it's over 200 per day, and now the government subsidizes half of it. Back then, nothing. Yeah, they just raised my daughter's, and she pays daycare, and they raised it up a little bit for some reason. But we'll move on from the thing. You guys get my take on that one. I always have hot takes sometimes, and it may not be what the mainstream, what everybody else is thinking, but I try to think outside the box a little bit. And I just want to have everybody put yourself in a situation to where, maybe you have a kid or you have a grandkid or whatever. Would you really want anybody coming to their daycare knocking on the door? I know I wouldn't. I know the fuck I would not. You know what I'm saying? And so if I wouldn't want them knocking on my kid's door, daycare door, I wouldn't want them knocking on anybody's daycare door, whether you're Somalian or Mexican or who you are. That's not the point. Don't mess with the kids, because Mossada will fucking come for you. I'll come for your head. This was at Universal Studios, I think, and the Rock got away in the Indiana Jones reenactment thing. And that guy went down hard, man. So that ball is me. And then the guy trying to stop it is the dude knocking on the daycare door. I hope that guy's okay, but honestly, I don't think he's going to be okay. I don't know. That was a hard, and there's a concrete little thing right there. Or I don't know what that is. I hope he's okay. That did not look good. Our teachers earn $100,000 a year per annum and have 12 weeks per year holidays. Go figure. Oh, so the teachers are taking care of them. They're opposite than here. I worked in a daycare and paid daycare for 3 kids, so I'm familiar with prices, although my youngest is 18, so it was several years ago. Yep. Sweet tea, you've done it all, huh? It's not easy. It ain't easy. This guy was busted for shoplifting at Costco here in Washington State. And the cop buys him a jacket and pants.
The things that you're trying to steal, but I bought you the coat and the snow pants. I bought it. Okay. Because I know what's going to happen is after you leave the hospital, you're probably going to be back in the same predicament. Let's go for the snow pants. It's yours. Okay. Because I don't want you to freeze to death. All right, but the deal is that after today, obviously you're gonna have to. This is still gonna have to get rectified, so we have to go to court on it. Okay, so that's not being erased. But the fact that you're being polite with my officers, the medics, and it's cold out, I got you this. Your snow pants are over there. Okay, all right.
So I thought that was kind of cool. You got to give credit where credit's due. You know, I mean,
Freezing to death.
We don't want people out there stealing, of course. You know, I'm so sick of those people myself personally, but at some point you got to have a little bit of compassion for, you know, some of those people, I guess. I don't know. Now, if he gets caught stealing again, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one. I just know that I'm not mad at the cop for doing that. I understand where his heart is in it, you know? I guess it's a case-by-case basis. You know what I mean? The cops know best. They're the ones that deal with that stuff. That's really nice of him. I am too jaded. They turn around and sell what they steal. That's the problem, Patty. You already know. All right, let's move on to the next one. So the Candace Owens thing is getting really, they're really over the target right now with that Fort Huachuca thing. And we need alibis to where Brian Harple, Erica Kirk, and this guy, Kabat Phillips, was at. And so he, in the days in question are September 8th and September 9th, the 2 days leading up to Charlie's assassination. And so this guy decides, because of a live stream on X 2 nights ago, that it's time for him to provide his alibi. And this is the guy that has pizza tattooed under his lip. Okay, complete weirdo. This is the guy that we found out was dating Erica Kirk before Charlie, and now he's stepped into Charlie's role. So him and Erica will probably be married in another couple years. They're probably already fucking. But he puts Monday, September 8th, 2025. But you can see right here that the word adjust is in blue. So all you have to do is click on it and you can adjust the metadata. You can adjust the date. It also says Apple iPhone 3rd generation, which is kind of fucking weird. Who has a 3rd generation iPhone? And then the most damning part is that he doesn't have a beard here. And then on his picture, September 8th, he did an interview that same day, and he has a full beard. So that's not September 9th full beard. So if he has the full beard on September 9th, how is it possible that he didn't have a full beard on September 8th at one point? And then one point he did. How does he not have a full beard at some point on September 8th? Now, if it was the opposite, where he had a full beard and then he didn't, that would be one thing. You could say that he shaved. But it gets even weirder because then he posted a video. Well, not this one, but let's hear this.
Down till the next elections ever since last November. In fact, you might even say that's a problem you have. Yeah, the start of fall for most people means football season, but for us political nerds, it means election season. Interesting aspect of this race is that Sears is looking to become the first female black governor in American history. And the Democrats appear very confident that voters in Virginia are not pleased. Nearly all of their ads against Sears so far have focused on her support of Trump. Down till the next elections ever since last November.
Okay. Now, do you hear? I have a huge takeaway from this because do you even understand anything that he's saying right now? This is totally unrelated to Charlie Kirk.
Become the first female black governor in American history. And the Democrats appear very confident that voters in Virginia are not pleased. Nearly all of their ads against Sears so far have focused on her support of Trump. Down till the next.
So he's advocating for the first black female governor. And he looks like one of the biggest. I mean, and so again, this is the guy that dated Erica Kirk, and now he's in Charlie's role. Okay. So there's something really fucking weird going on here. And when I look at this guy, I look at just like a true narcissist. I look at a guy who wants and will do anything to be relevant, including advocate for the first black governor. You know, he wants money. He wants power. He wants people to love him for his looks and his beard and his mustache and his teeth and his eyebrows. He's just so, and I don't know him, and I'm just speaking from my heart. Like, this is truly how I feel based on everything that I know now and everything I've seen. Like that's what we're looking at here. We're looking at a soulless individual who is hell-bent on what he feels is success.
Yeah, are not pleased. Nearly all of their ads against Sears so far.
And they do it with baby faces. You know, they do it with baby faces. Tommy, good morning. Good to see you. 5 o'clock shadow with dirty mind. Did you say he was a pizza tattooed on him? Yes. Who does that? So this guy right here, right? He looks like the clean cut guy. And remember, Pizzagate was that was the conspiracy theory where if you wanted to have sex with a minor, you would order pizza. And then Obama ordered the $65,000 the 65,000 hot dogs to the White House. There's a whole nother conspiracy theory. But let's see here. See if I can find it.
About Cabot Phillips' pizza tattoo. Have you guys seen this? Seriously, I had to double check this to see if it was actually real. But sure enough, this is on his Instagram even still today. He's got pizza tattooed on the inside of his lip. And this is from 2019. Are you seriously telling me he's never heard of Pizzagate? I think I speak for everyone when I say, what the heck, bro? Seriously? You like pizza that much? Maybe he does, but I doubt it's Domino's. Why would you do that? Guys, this guy is a senior editor at the Daily Wire. You know, Ben Shapiro's outfit. And now he's speaking for TPUSA. He's fighting like Charlie, which is really interesting considering that he dated Erica Kirk. Remember when she told Barry Weiss he was not dating before Charlie? And then it turns out actually she was dating this guy who likes pizza a lot. So guys, really, what's up with the tattoo? Do you guys buy what the guy really?
So yeah, I mean, if anybody, and I'm not judging, if anybody thinks that's you know, and I do know one girl that has a tattoo on her lip like that. You know, she's like, she's probably like 23 now, 24, and she's just a wild little chick. And she's a flight attendant, bartender, and she's just a little badass. And she has I think that's what it says, is badass bitch or something like that under her lip. To each their own. You know, I don't agree with that one either, but whatever. The pizza one, that's a different story. That's fucking weird, man. Should have it tattooed on his forehead. Yeah, I agree, Don. Did you see? Oh, yeah, we read that one. So I don't know. You guys can be the judge of that. The guy is definitely off. And he also posted a video that, because we needed to see his alibi to make sure he wasn't at that secret Fort Huachuca meeting where they were planning the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And it's an AI generated video. And I don't know if I bookmarked it or not, but we can play it. So as Sweet Tea calls this, we'll do a quick palate cleanser. But this is not going to help anybody's anxiety right here. I'll tell you that. I was cleaning someone's teeth one time, and I saw "FU" inside someone's lip. I almost fell off my chair. That's funny. I could see "FU" too. That would be okay. I mean, there's certain people. I mean, you know, that one dude, Jesse James, had "fuck you, pay me" tattooed on his palm. I'm okay with stuff like that. Whatever. I mean, the pizza thing, that's a different thing because of Pizzagate. This is a guy landing an airplane. He lands safely, but zero visibility. Could you ask yourself if you could do this? And, you know, they have the instruments and the gauges and stuff like that, the computers.
$500, $400, $300, approaching minimums. Minimums, $200. $100, $50, $40, $30, $20, $10.
I mean, I get anxiety every time I watch that video. There's just I don't think that I'm the guy for that. The only thing that I would be thinking about is, God, I want to smoke a bowl so bad. Yeah, he is wearing gloves, right? Like he's fucking on the Tour de France. Screw that. Tommy says, okay, goodbye. I knew you wouldn't like that one. That one even stressed me out. Trump posted some cryptic message. And yeah, what the fuck, Trump? It says, windmills are killing all of our beautiful bald eagles. Okay. And he puts the date 9/11. He just posted this yesterday. But the date of the picture is 9/11. That's not a bald eagle. It's a falcon. And then if you zoom in on this picture, to the left of the number 13 is a Hebrew. Israeli Hebrew. So Windmills are killing all of our beautiful bald eagles. And then he's got 9/11 down here, and we all know who's responsible for 9/11. So is Trump trying to tell us that Israel is killing Americans? That's what my takeaway from this is. Because again, that's not a bald eagle. That's a falcon. And why is the date 9/11? Any date but 9/11, motherfucker. Trump, you know what? You're a fucking piece of shit. Oh, God, I hate that motherfucker. What a lying piece of sack of shit. I'm going to move on. I sent this to the guys yesterday. The future of video entertainment.
This is floor. This is the rear salon since Monday. It's Hawaii.
I think there's some cryptic messages in this thing too, but I'm all for it. Pretty cool. This is fucking gold right here. Absolute comedic gold.
Erica Kirk knew Trump before she knew Charlie. She actually won Trump's Miss Arizona pageant. Her parents are both from military intelligence family. Her dad did Raytheon arms deals with Israel, probably unrelated. And Erica Kirk was part of running an orphanage in Romania where children went missing. Enough children for Romania to permanently ban the orphanage and permanently ban Erica Kirk. Do you know how f***ed up you gotta be to get banned in Romania? Andrew Tate is the mayor there. You really gotta push some boundaries. Mind you, this is when Epstein was still active. So I'll let you connect the dots. By the way, I'm not suicidal. For the record, I am quite happy, okay? You heard it here. But the weirdest thing about Erica Kirk, she met Charlie Kirk, not on Christian Mingle. She went in to interview at his company, Turning Point USA. He said that he fell in love right away. Now, 4 years later, he's dead. And she has now inherited Turning Point USA. She's doing podcasts on it too. Like, I'm so excited. Like, to my future wife, please wait 2 months after I die before doing a podcast. 3 months if it's my own. Come on. When you look at how fast she moved on, and then you look at how it started and how it ended, how it started was not romance. How it started was her going in for a job, and how it ended was her getting a promotion. So I'm just saying. It was probably Tyler.
Oh, I almost did my mute minute, sweet tea. I caught myself. Theme Do, good morning. Good to see you. Stephen Mornello, good morning. This is stupid. What is it? Theme Do probably wants to beat me over the head. I'm always in his show messing with him every day. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's like, where's his thumbnail at? I cannot wait to go in there and just piss him off about something. Erica isn't the sharpest tool in the tool chest. No, she's not. She is one dumb broad. That's for damn sure. But this guy kind of just set the stage for, I want to hear like Cat Williams, his take on this, like a real polished stand up, like special on Erica and that whole Turning Point USA, and just fucking torch that shit to the ground. I think we need Cat Williams for that. Oh. See, do we have a video for Thing Do we can play real quick? I think we do. Hold on. Was it on the 29th? No, it must have been on the 30th.
Beyond rigged. Literally no reason to go for two. You could tie the game and go to overtime, and they fucking lose on purpose. Such fucking bullshit.
Fucking bullshit.
NFL beyond rigged. Literally no reason to go for two. You could tie the game and go to overtime, and they fucking.
Who was he throwing it to? Is my question. Like, who does he have?
Reason to go for two. You could tie the game.
There is nobody there. I mean, this guy right here.
Game and go to overtime, and they fucking lose on purpose. Such fucking bullshit.
Even his reaction was rigged, in my opinion. Even that reaction was rigged. The NFL is such hot garbage right now. It's not even funny, man. I hope that is that the Chicklets voice? It sounds like it, right? All right, let's get back to where we were at. This lady is not happy with Israel, and I can pretty much agree with every last syllable.
Ben Shapiro, you fuck. Who the fuck do you think you are telling us if we can't afford to live in the city where we were raised that we should just fucking leave? Why don't you fucking leave Palestine, bitch? And who the fuck are you to say that we shouldn't be able to retire at 65? Are you fucking kidding me? We pay into Social Security our whole life. No, you want to steal that fucking money from Israel and make us slaves. You want us to die working and do a 50-year fucking mortgage so you bitches can fucking bomb Iran. Go fuck yourself, Ben Shapiro. Go fuck yourself. Free Palestine. So, Ben Shapiro, you fuck. Who the
Yeah, you fuck. You fucker. You fucking faggot. I can actually cuss like that. Right on, Patty. Yep. Nothing gets us more worked up than she is mad. Everybody likes her, because she just says it how it is.
fuck do you think you are telling us if we can't afford to live in the city where we were raised that we should just fucking leave? Why don't you fucking leave Palestine, bitch? And who the fuck are you to say that we shouldn't be able to retire at 65? Are you fucking kidding me? We pay into Social Security our whole life. No, you want to steal that fucking money from Israel and make us slaves. You want us to die working and do a 50-year fucking mortgage so you bitches can fucking bomb Iran. Go fuck yourself, Ben Shapiro. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, we know where the bombs should be dropped. And you know what? They don't even have to drop the bombs because I think they make the bombs in Israel. Hopefully they just fucking self-detonate. Hopefully there's a big fucking nuclear fallout, a big accident over there. Hopefully they have some big fucking accident. Give them something to fucking worry about instead of fucking with other people. I mean, Jesus. I'm sick of that shit. Holly Berry is, I think she's a Trumpster. Because, Gavin Newsom is got a good chance of becoming the next president, God forbid. That's how they're going to win. That's how they're going to win this AI race and get their way with all this fucking bullshit they're pulling over our eyes. It's because they're putting people like Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsom in front of us. So yeah, how could we sleep at night knowing we voted for them people? You can't. So I paid into the system since I've been 18, 42 years in and still going. Yep. You already know what thing do. So yeah, when we hear these people from other countries trying to tell us like, oh, you should do a 50-year mortgage. If you can't afford where you live, move out to the country. You know, you shouldn't be able to retire at 65. Keep fucking going. Yeah. Yeah, tell somebody that's been working for 42 years in construction that they don't deserve to retire at 65. You know what I mean? It's like he would never say that in a room with people that have been working for 42 years. Ben Shapiro would never say that in a room with real workers. You know what I mean? He never would say that. He'd say that behind the camera. I think that no one should retire at 65. That would just be stupid. Everyone should work till they're at least like 90. I've got some kind of bug going, and I can't wait, and I can't sleep anymore. Oh, shit. That sucks, Steven. You need to get some supplements. Like you need some L-theanine. Take zinc, L-theanine, and magnesium bisglycinate. Get like the powder form and make you a little tea before you go to bed. That's what I do. And if you do mushrooms, maybe do like a little microdose of mushrooms. I don't go to the doctor, so that's just like kind of what I would go with. If I'm having problems sleeping, that's what I would do. But yeah, that sucks. That sucks that you got a bug. I know a lot of people got the flu and shit right now. Gavin Newsom president. Yeah, wouldn't that suck? The reason I bought a house in Arkansas is because I could afford it. Never in California. Yeah. I mean, everybody left California already, I think. You know, except the libtards. The rich and the libtards. But they're basically the same thing. I mean, you have the village idiot libtards, and then you've got the rich libtards. It was 65 for both male and female here. They raised 67. Yeah, it sucks. Up to 70 now. If I can only get my hands on Shapiro for 10 seconds, yeah. Any of us would love to. He's such a little mutt. He's such a little weasel. The biggest thing on him is not his balls, it's his eyebrows. In fact, he probably has a mangina, I would imagine. I think I got it from a hockey game. Uh-oh. With everyone coughing and breathing, yeah. Shapiro is definitely an idiot. 62, give me my money. 59, give me my pension. I paid into it since I was, 17? Yep. And Tommy, I would say that you deserve your money even more than Thindu does. Because, the heart, guys like you and me, true hustlers out there, and we think outside the box, you know what I mean? And we've had the stress of, you did it on a lot bigger scale than me, but the bookie thing and so yeah, you and me first, then Thindu. Because, I think being a bookie that's probably higher on the totem pole than being in construction for 42 years. I don't know which one people would say would be more of legit. Thindu's over there ready to, he's punching the computer. He's like, if this motherfucker doesn't shut up, he doesn't know whether he wants me to drop the link or he's trying to, he's going into his show and blocking me right now. Suck my ass. You were a baby. What did you miss about Erica? We haven't really got into Erica too much, Steven. other than her ex-boyfriend, Kabat Phillips, gave us he lied about his alibi for being at Fort Hukachuka on the 8th and the 9th of September, right before Charlie Kirk was killed. Flat out lying. Teen Dude's always saying that if Tommy would ever do one honest day in his life, I did bookmaking and construction and boosted truckloads of Jakar and sweat. Yep. Yeah, we did it all. I was in construction, bartending, serving, casino business, bingo, pizza manager, real estate, business owner of multiple different businesses. This one being the first one that's been semi-successful. Yeah, I worked at a bowling alley, picked berries. I mean, I've done a lot of shit. I thought somebody said she was not too sharp. Oh, that was, yes. Who said that? Let me see. Let me go back and see what we were talking about, Erica. Well, I think maybe it was the comedian talking about Erica. Yeah, we haven't done any Erica yet. We'll get into Erica, Stephen. But this is Holly Berry talking about Gavin Newsom.
My great state of California, my very own governor, Gavin Newsom, has vetoed our menopause bill, not 1, but 2 years in a row. But that's okay, because he's not going to be governor forever. And with the way he's overlooked women, half the population, by devaluing us in midlife, he probably should not be our next president either. Just saying. I need every woman in this country to fight with me. But the truth is, the fight isn't just for us women. We need men too. We need all of the leaders, every single one of you in this room. This fight, back in my great state of California, my very own governor, Gavin Newsom.
So, Holly Berry already on the campaign trail, which, I mean, I don't know if that's really campaigning. She's anti-campaigning, I guess. Is that really who they're throwing at us from the Democratic side, is Gavin Newsom? ALV, good morning. Good to see you. What is going on here? Is there a conspiracy around New Year's Eve? Oh, I'm sure there's a bunch of them. Well, I mean, number one, they came out and said that they canceled a bunch of the New Year's Eve festivities around the world because of elevated terrorist threats of weapon of mass destruction. And I don't know what else it said, but there was a news report on that a couple of days ago. But other than that, no, I don't think so. RFK.
President Trump is the friend of the forgotten American. Obesity is a disease of poverty, overwhelmingly. And these drugs have only been available for people who have wealth. At one point, the majority of prescriptions, the highest concentration of prescriptions in this country, was the Upper West Side of Manhattan. And what about the people who live in rural areas, who live in food deserts? What about the people in urban areas who live in food deserts and are suffering from obesity and are locked into that system where they can only get ultra-processed foods, which are aggravating the problem? This will be a lifesaver to them. It's not a panacea. It's not a silver bullet. President Trump has also instructed us to address and end the root causes of chronic disease. And we're doing that. We're about to release dietary guidelines that are going to change the food culture in this country. They're going to change the kind of food the military gets. They're going to change the kind of food that our children get. We're releasing those in December.
So we shall see. I ran and made some coffee real quick. Let's see here. What else do we got? This one freaked the hell out of me. I'll play it a couple times. Check this out. I wasn't sure if this was AI at first or not, but I don't think it is. Look at that thing. It just immediately launches, and his mouth is bigger than his fucking head. It looks like it misses him by just a second. But I mean, could you imagine like how quickly you could die when you're that deep in water and that fucking thing comes out like that? And you can see its head right. You can see the tip of its head right there. My God. Glad we don't have snakes like that where I live. Where is that? Thailand? I'm not sure. Food deserts. Yeah, we have food deserts over here. You know, where they close down grocery stores and they create food deserts where, you know, like there's one area over here where it's all old people, you know, and they counted on Fred Meyer, this one particular grocery store that, you know, it's not just groceries. It's got everything you need. It's got clothes. It's got kitchen stuff. It's got, you know, toys. It's got everything. And they closed it down. It's just boarded up. So where do all these people go? They got to, you know, travel for miles just to get some fucking milk. That is like these dummies that are surprised a shark gets them when they are in the ocean, right? Yeah. That's why I stay out of the water. Hindu, give me a nurse and a doctor. I think that bug or something I texted you. Oh, okay. You guys talking to each other. What else do we got here? This guy in Mexico City is in some type of a museum, and he's decided to paint and then smash a wax statue of Benjamin Netanyahu.
Viva Palestina, viva Sudán, viva Yemen, viva Puerto Rico.
So, I mean, I don't know. My only takeaway there is that you got people that are that angry in Mexico about Benjamin Netanyahu. He is hated globally. He's got a problem on his hands. You know, and now here we are getting ready to go bomb Iran. For what? Happy New Year. Oh, you guys don't like him doing that to that statue, to Benjamin Netanyahu? I would piss on that statue. If I was there, I would help that guy. I'd chop the legs off. Now, do I agree with, you can't damage a museum, so no, we can't do that. But figuratively, yeah. I mean, we could make our own statue and beat the shit out of it. I hate that guy. So I'm not sure what your guys' stance on that. I don't know how your guys' little feelings got triggered about that, talking to Thindu and ALV. I mean, these two guys right here need a box of tissues. Look at this. And you can hear Thindu, like he's clenching his fist and he's going, "Bastard, you bastard. How dare you do that, you bastard." And Thindu and ALV is just like, these morons, these Philistines, these uneducated, the stupidity of these of the uneducated. Respect the museum. Yeah, no, I get it. It's just dumb and stupid. It accomplishes nothing. Yeah. What is bombing innocent women and children accomplish? I'm curious. Mossada is now into destroying property like every other leftist. Yeah, it's a good point. We'll move on. Let's see here. What do we got? This poor woman. This is in New York. This is in Lackawanna, New York. This poor old lady.
Are you okay?
She is not happy. She is like, get the fuck off of me. I got my car. Good Lord. That poor old lady, she just got fucking tossed. Man, the wind and the weather over there is no joke right now. No wonder you guys are so angry over on the East Coast all the time. My Lord. The fucking weather you guys are dealing with. Let me look this up real quick. Who in their right mind would want to live off of one of those lakes over there? I mean, you... Good Lord. Let me look this up. I looked it up yesterday. Buffalo. Good old Buffalo, New York. Winter storm warning. Northern Erie. So today is a pleasant 26 degrees of a high with starting at 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. severe snowstorm. It'll be 12 degrees tonight. A high of 18 tomorrow, a high of 21, a high of 24, a high of 25. And then you get back into the 30s. You're at 31, 34, 31, 32, 33. Get the... I don't know how you guys do that. Who would want to wake up to knowing that the high for the day is going to be 25 degrees? It went from 69 to 28 overnight. Damn. We had the same wind here in Arkansas a few days ago. It's winter. It's winter. It's supposed to be cold. Quit crying. Man, that is cold. Cold. And then let's see, look at the wind. 16 miles an hour. 11 miles an hour. 12 miles an hour. 18 miles an hour. Oh. I don't know. I don't know how you guys do it. It's colder than a witch's tit in a brass bra. Yep. No, we already know that. AOV, are you speaking to me? No, he's speaking to me, Donna. You just about got blocked, AOV. You better watch it. Nick Shirley. So, you guys knew I had a hot take on Nick Shirley, and I called him a deep stater, Fed plant. No, there's no way in hell a 20-year-old kid is going around exposing fraud, the $9 billion of fraud in Minnesota. He is a Fed plant. And come to find out, because I already knew Nick Shirley was he was getting into it with the Muslims in Dearborn, Michigan. He's been in Seattle uncovering shit, been in Portland, been in LA. Come to find out he was in Ukraine. He was in Ukraine lying about some shit over there. So this kid's been fucking everywhere. He's been to Israel and Palestine. He's been to Ukraine. He's been to fucking Dearborn, Michigan, Minnesota. Come on. 20-year-old kid with the camera is the one uncovering shit the government can't uncover. Get the fuck out of here.
journalist who exposed fraud taking place in Minnesota has just been exposed even more than he already was.
I'm not even going to play that video. You're talking too fast for me, my guy. Cashertel and Dan Bongino were caught red-handed framing an innocent man for planting the pipe bomb on January 6th. I don't think I really want to get into that one. You know, I always bookmark the Candace stuff, but it's going to go over most people's heads. So I think I'm going to. What's wrong with exposing Muslim fraud? Isn't that the government's job, ALV? So we're just gonna go with the scenario that a 20-year-old YouTuber named Nick Shirley gets to expose government fraud, and then he gets talked about on all the mainstream news, and he goes on Don Jr.'s podcast. When yet, what happened? What about Doge? Remember Doge with Elon Musk, and they were supposed to uncover all the fraud with the cocaine using pigeons and the drag queen shows, and what happened with all that? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. USAID went back to doing what they do. No accountability, no arrest, no nothing. None of our money back, nothing. So why do we even care? You know what I mean? Well, it's just another distraction. And should we be cheering on a 20-year-old that exposes fraud? No, we should not. He's a gaslighter. If you do your due diligence and you do your research, you'll find out exactly what is going on there and how they are race baiting us. They're race baiting us into war, into civil war, civil unrest. They're using age-old tactics against us. And they're using people like Nick Shirley, who pretends to be a white American kid who is actually a Fed plant and probably a Israeli double agent, like a lot of these other people that have infested our country, like Ben Shapiro. He's just another extension of Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire and Israel, the Zionists, and Benjamin Netanyahu. That's what that is. So people are so misled by somebody who appears to be white, baby-faced kid who could not be more anti-American if you paid somebody. So you have to read through all of that. All these people are create to form a distraction. It's a huge time. Exactly, Donna. Exactly. And, you know, while they're busy talking about exposing fraud in this fake Somalia garbage, you know, what we don't realize is all of the laws that are being passed secretly, you know, and quietly about the AI and the G6 that they just passed and all this kind of stuff. That's the real stories that they're not telling us about. And I don't know if I bookmarked anything on that. Let me go back to the top. See if I didn't miss any. I don't think I did. Here's one of the reasons for people that are following the Candace Owens thing. I mean, this, no, I'm not even going to play it. Yeah, more people knocking on daycare doors.
It's just past 10 a.m. right now. Hello, looking to get some information about childcare. Okay, so as you can see, I just asked about childcare. Is this childcare?
And I don't know if Dean Du's still listening, but my take on this was it is not a good idea for any man to go knocking on daycare doors. If anybody were to knock on my granddaughter's daycare door, there would be a problem. As long as it gets exposed and addressed, I don't care who does it. Well, by addressed, what do you mean, ALV? You think anything's going to change? I mean, did they stop doing the cocaine pigeons experiments because it was exposed by Doge? You know what I mean? Has anybody been arrested? Have there been any arrests for anybody since Trump's taken office for any fraud or anything? Even $1? Nothing. We've got nothing. Nothing burgers left and right. So we can go with the fake stories that they put on the news, or you could just look at reality. The point is there is no daycare. It's all fraud. No, the fraud is the story. The fraud is not the daycare. The fraud is the story that they're telling you. The fraud is what you believe. It takes time to do things, wait and see. Again, so you're going to go with the theory that it's a 20-year-old kid with a camera, a YouTuber, discovered $9 billion worth of fraud in Minnesota. And now it's all over the news and everybody's talking about it. Nick Shirley, that's what you're gonna go with? You can't really think that, ALV. You can't really think that this is your $9 billion worth of fraud being exposed. This is Nick Shirley. Okay. Now you want to hear
caption you put up. $175 billion goes a long way. This is the capital of Ukraine. You're giving me all this great context. Where's the context in that tweet?
Yeah, if you go look at all the other tweets I put out, there's a lot of context as well.
So that's backtracking because you had a massive amount of backlash from Ukrainians, rightfully. But why didn't you put that in the original tweet?
Because that wasn't the idea of the original tweet.
Do you understand why people in this country are pretty pissed off with you?
One post does not define everything I did while I was in Ukraine.
Well, I think what you were doing is to try and show that there maybe isn't a war in Ukraine. You were basically trying to ride this sort of Tim Pool grifter type wave, saying, pulling silly faces, smirking at the people of this country, saying, this is where your tax dollars are going. You cannot avoid that. That is literally what you did. Everybody agrees.
So long story short, what this little fucking twerp did is he went over to Ukraine. He went 20 miles north of Kiev, claimed he was in eastern Ukraine, and started mocking all the locals that there's no war and that we're wasting our money. Okay? Because he's a pro-Israel double agent Fed plant who's just a lying little sack of shit. He didn't discover any fraud in Somalia. You know what I mean? It's not him. He works for an organization. And he's just a gaslighter like the rest of them.
Everybody in the comments agrees. That's what you were doing. Why can't you admit that?
Because I do not believe by making satire on the internet commits a crime by any means. And
Okay,
so he's saying he was making satire. I mean, it's just, does anybody really believe that a real person is going to be, that's 20 years old, can be in Seattle and is right in the heat of all the stuff, happens to be in Dearborn, Michigan, right in the heat of the battle with the, he just happens to be everywhere at the right time, this guy. Come on, guys.
Who owns that? Who owns that building over there, the Quality Center?
That's the Somalia bullshit. Let's see if we can find. Of course, he's in Washington, D.C.
Shirley. Yo, he's Nick Shirley. He knows me. I never said anything like that.
Say fuck Charlie Kirk.
Why would I say that?
Say fuck him.
Why would I say that?
He's racist.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
He said if my pilot was black, I would question it.
So it doesn't matter if this guy's talking about, if he's going against Muslims or whatever. There's always going to be, like when he did the expose the daycare thing, we watched the video yesterday. You have that crazy lady that comes up and starts saying, don't answer the door. So he has to try to talk over her. That's the stick. All of these people are in this together. This is just kabuki theater at its finest. These are not real people. He's not a real person. None of this shit here is real. All of these people are actors. How many people do you know that actually wear white and black checkered shit? right? Like that lady with the face mask. I mean, come on, guys.
He said black women got brain processing power.
Well, look at
He
you.
said black
Look at
women
you.
got brain
Look at you.
processing power. He said black women got.
You can't be for the Palestinians and against the blacks. You can't be for the Palestinians and against.
It's just nothing but staged fucking kabuki theater, guys. Always staged kabuki fucking theater.
Legacy media is dead, and they killed it themselves. They didn't.
So
I didn't see the cops. I swear to God. That's it. It's I don't care. To me, I don't care in my life. I don't give a let somebody blast me. I don't give a
Just because of the burning of the Quran, the attempted
I'll
burning.
that motherfucker's life up and his family. That's it. It's on camera. I will that motherfucker's life up. Let him come to me face on face. Face to face, I'll kill him. I'm my mother's soul. That's it.
You're killing.
I'll kill him. Murder. Arrest him. Do your job.
Bro,
I had my gun. I was gonna blast.
So he's a fake. He's a fraud. He's a gaslighter.
There's also a big federal investigation, I think by the DOJ or by the FBI, as far as there was a concern that Sharia law may be taking place here, and they did a full. Then they did a what? I'm not lying. I'm talking about the investigation that happened.
Here we go with another confrontation.
I'm not lying. There was an investigation. They found that no Sharia law was taking place with the investigation. What do you mean am I allowed to be here? Of course I'm allowed to be here.
No, you're not. Are you Muslim?
No.
Notice the black and white checkered again, part of the costume. That's how you know they're part of their little group there.
No.
It's property for the mosque. It's not for you.
Okay, so
Just a little fake. Joe Della, good to see you. Everyone who is social media is a grifter, just like Candace Owens. Who cares? They are all in it to make money. Well, Candace Owens was making a shit ton of money before the Charlie Kirk thing. And she's actually really exposing shit. You know what I mean? Like, you can call her a grifter if you want, but I don't see the grift. I just see like real exposure, trying to find out the truth of what happened to her friend. You know what I mean? And you know, you can call her a grifter all you want, but we all know that she's the number one podcast in the world, and we all know she's making a shit ton of money. And we're more than willing to give it to her because we know she's trying to expose the truth. Where when you have that whole organization of Turning Point USA begging people to donate money to them, please buy our book, please buy the t-shirts, please just donate. We need your help. The fight. People voluntarily give Candace money because we know the people that are the truly intelligent, smart people of the world know that what she's doing. You know what I mean? People can say whatever they want, but you cannot fool the masses all the time. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be that group of people of us that we always, you can never fool us. You can fool us once in a while. You can get us to vote for Trump and then he can lie to us. But for the most part, you can throw the next Shirley's out there. We don't buy it. We don't buy it. All distraction. Patty, you already know. But it is what it is. I mean, it's New Year's Eve. It's been a wild and crazy ride this year. What will 2026 brings? Who knows?
Stephon Diggs as their star wide receiver faces strangulation and assault charges. I'm Kel Thompson, Boston 25, first to break this story today. Court documents show the incident happened on December 2nd. Diggs' lawyers just appeared in Dedham District Court over the phone. They are fighting to keep the police report from the public. They also say Diggs made a financial offer to the victim to resolve the dispute. The judge says she is taking it all under advisement and will make a decision shortly. We'll let you know when she does. Diggs is expected to be arraigned next month on January 23rd. That is 2 days before the AFC Championship game. In a statement just into the Boston 25 newsroom from the Patriots, they tell us the New England Patriots are aware of the accusations that have been made regarding Stefon Diggs. Stefon has informed the organization that he categorically denies the allegations. We support Stefon. We will continue to gather information and will cooperate fully with the appropriate authorities.
I don't have any of, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and say, if your statement is you categorically deny the allegations, you're guilty. I didn't do it. How about that? I did not do it. That was not me. She's lying. No, I can categorically deny these allegations based on a technicality and a wording, a wording technicality. Have a safe trip, Donna. Make shorts along the way. Yes, I am going from Arkansas to California. I'm thinking about taking my sweet time. I don't want to rush going home. I will be post. Oh, so you're driving? That'd be cool. I love road trips. This time of year, you got to kind of be careful, but I'm sure be pretty mild, the route you'd be taking from Arkansas. Let's see here. It's time to go, but I'm going to look at something real quick. This doesn't really show it too much, but you'd be going from around here over to here. I don't know what part of California you're going from, but so you probably hit like, I don't know if you go through like Louisiana and Alabama, or if you're a little bit above that. You probably go through like Missouri, I don't know, Texas, Oklahoma, Arizona, New Mexico, those type of states, I'm guessing. Be a fun trip. What a surprise, a National Felon League at it again. Yes. Driving right on. Yes. Be safe. Southern California. No, I go through Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. Okay. You can't knock Nick Shirley for exposing fraud on an epic scale in Minnesota. Oh, I definitely can, Joe, because he is the fraud himself. He is not a real person. He didn't expose anything. It's all bullshit. And I hate to say that, but it is. And I know that it's going to take a while for people to see that. But Nick Shirley is the definition of a Fed plant. He is the definition of it. Common sense is frowned upon here. Yep. Well, common sense, it's like sometimes you gotta wait for these things to play out, guys. And you have to think outside the box, because it's misdirection. A lot of it is misdirection. So I may not be able to convince you today, but you'll just have time will tell. Things play out. Yep. Time for Stigs. So thank you everyone for joining. Donna, you be safe. Joe Della, thank you for hanging out. Steven and Sweet Tea and Patty, Don Miku, Thindu. Happy New Year, everyone. Be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.